So Storm Amy earmarked the beginning of the storm season when the Met Office named her on the 1st of October this year, a product of a combination of two hurricanes. They were aiming towards the east coast of America. There was Imelda and Humberto. Storm Amy recorded an exceptionally low central pressure of approximately 947.9 millibars at Baltasound in Shetland. Now this potentially could be the lowest October reading ever noted at a UK land station. Originally the weather models were wanting to project it to go sort of south, the centre of it, south of Scotland and northern England, but as the days progressed it shifted it a little bit further north, where most of Scotland actually got a battering from Storm Amy, where winds were reaching well in excess of 95 miles an hour. Some speeds were even muttered to have been around 116 miles an hour. And the west coast and northern parts of Ireland also got a bit of a battering from Amy too. Our cousins in the Isle of Man weren't shy to feel the effects of Storm Amy. More widespread gusts were expected between 60 and 80 miles an hour here on the Fylde coast. In Blackpool, we weren't short of seeing gusts of about 70, if not 75 miles an hour. You see those waves jumping up? One of the reasons why Storm Amy was as bad as she was at a certain particular time of her life, she created or was involved in what we call in the meteorological sense a weather bomb, which is a rapid drop in pressure which intensifies the wind fields. The wind picks up very suddenly in a very concentrated area, especially as she was going across northern parts of Scotland. Whereas in Scotland they were experiencing rainfall totals between 60 and 90 millimeters of rain between the 6 to 9 hour period that the storm was unleashing its energy across the country. One figure that's bouncing around is that over 500,000 homes in Europe were affected by Storm Amy, creating the power outages, with over 160,000 in the United Kingdom alone.
I'm here in Fortrose. It's now lunchtime after the night that was Storm Amy, a storm that saw wind gusts of up to 100 miles an hour whip across Scotland. What you see behind me here is a typical example of the damage that Storm Amy caused to our network. The wind speeds have whipped up and brought this tree down onto our line. We've got a team of specialist arborists out with our engineers, and the arborist's role is to safely dismantle the tree and take it off the line, and then our engineers will begin their work to resurrect the line and get the power flowing through it once more.
She was uprooting trees, bringing down power lines, ripping off roofing, and at one particular stage she absolutely decimated a house, leaving many people homeless. One of the most beautiful things, if we can now, about these Atlantic low depressions that come across is the effects that it has on the surroundings, in particular in Blackpool on the sea. Now, I've lived here for almost 50 years and I'm very, very familiar and aware of how much sand, when the tide is out, can be blown onto the promenade and cause a lot of havoc, especially for the tram and transport. Rightfully so, the trams here in Blackpool were halted for the period of time. Blackpool Transport, kudos to you, put on tram replacements, buses for tram replacements to keep that flow going, because there was many people still waiting to get on the buses. But you get what is also like a sea foam occurring. It happens near South Pier, it happens a little bit further north, and it also happens in Cleveland. Now, I photographed this many years ago in the 90s when I used to do a little bit of papping press photography, And these pictures here are taken quite a while. You can tell with the cars in the background, but this is the sort of effect that you get. Now, it's created by the sea algae that's all stirred up as the sea generally is retreating, and that can be blown across with the salt, and all that foam goes across the roads, and it looks like a sort of adaptation of a Dickensian wintry scene of snow coming down. Far from it. People still intend to drive their cars through it and then wonder why in March and April they've all of a sudden found a few more Dagenham spiders growing on the bodywork of their cars. Still beautiful to see, and it still encapsulates everybody regardless. So many people have put comments on my videos and had a lot of views. I really appreciate people taking the time to watch my content and bring you the news about these storms and the weather. But yeah, there's a few people that said, look, we wanted to go out, we wanted to go to the promenade, or the sand was too bad, or it was too windy, and it felt too dangerous and things like that. And of course it is. If you're not used to it, then you know you're increasing that risk of potentially being hurt. Like I said, I've been doing this a long time, and I know certain areas on the promenade that you can generally be safe in some very, very strong winds. I took my Henry with me because he's never really experienced the power of nature like that before. He's 10 years old now, so I thought I'd take him out and experience it, and he had fun. And it is, in a certain respect, a good lesson for children to understand the power of nature and to get used to it, because they never go outdoors these days very much, do they, to experience this. We all stay indoors. I don't particularly, even my children don't, but a lot of people do. And that's unfortunate when people don't heed the warnings or understand or appreciate how dangerous weather can be. I akin it to learning to swim. If you've never swam before, then you're very likely going to drown. Also, can I say thank you to Tony D, who pledged £10 on Storm Amy latest update batters all nations video. I can't thank you enough. Anything that comes in, anything that's pledged in, or anything from the membership, link in the description area down below, from £1 a month, all goes towards the fuel costs or buying new batteries. Anything that comes in like that is an absolute godsend, because it does help. Amazing things are not cheap this day and age. So Tony, big shout to you, a shout and a thanks to everybody anyway, just for watching, liking or subscribing. That's the least that you could possibly do. And of course I am eternally absolutely grateful to the hills and back. There you go. Right, thank you so much, like I said before, for watching my videos. I think the storm chasing channel now has just clipped 1 million views, which is absolutely astounding, as I don't really spend a lot of time doing it because we don't really have that much adverse weather. It comes in peaks and troughs, so it's not like I'm gaming and things like that. But for it to reach that milestone, look, thank you so much to everybody who supported me along the way to build the channel up. The channel's not going anywhere anytime soon. I intend to keep bringing and reporting all the adverse weather, even pretty weather, to you, which I will do in the next couple of days. I will bring a new video out where we're going to have a look at what yet is to come, a weather outlook over the next couple of weeks, to see if we've got any more low depressions, or is a high pressure going to take charge. There is a hint of some fairer weather to come, where we are going to get something what's called an omega block, where we get high pressure wedged between two low pressures. It looks like a face, doesn't it, with a nose there. That can block itself put itself into place. You get that in the winter sometimes, and you can get some very cold, icy cold nights. I think we had one last year. It lasted for a while. This could last for a bit, we don't know yet. Things will change probably, because it's early days and we're in that transition period. Waffling on, thanks for watching. Please, if you haven't subscribed, there's a lot of the viewers that come on here have not actually subscribed, so I would appreciate it if you could just do that little subscribe button and give us a thumbs up. And until next time, please stay safe and warm, and feed yourself well. Enjoy your time with the weather, whatever you're doing. Ta-ra.